Now I'd like to start this video out by shooting a little promo out to my Facebook page. If you get a chance, swing by there and kind of take a look at it. You don't need an account or to like it to see the videos on there and what's going on. I do just a couple shorts and show some of the gear I've got in. And it's kind of more of a behind the scenes look at the YouTube channel. Also, you're more than welcome to upload pictures of some of your outings and give me some ideas on projects you'd like to see and other things such as that. Okay, with that being said, we're going to start the video by putting out my disclaimer. Everything I'm going to be talking about will be from my point of view only. It's very important you do your research before you use any one of these products I talk about. So disclaimer is done. I was asked a little while back on how to attach a waist belt on a pack frame. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the waist belt we're going to be using for this project. We're going to be using a Molle 2 waist belt. As you can see, you got all this padding here for the small of your back, and here's individual paddings for around your waist. And it's very nice, mil specs. And if you look at the back of it here, this is how it actually attaches. Here's your straps and how you tighten it down. And they just basically feed in through here, come around there, and we just torque it down. Like that. The other thing good about this belt, it does have the mil specs quick release on there. If you can see, it's plastic. It's an upgrade from the LC2 belt. Let me just pop it in there, boom, pop it out. Now when you get these brand new, it is a little stiff. It takes some time to actually loosen this up a bit, so it's really not that big of a deal. Okay. Now the belt does attach to the pack with the curved piece down to the bottom, because you can read the writing on there. For some reason, and I don't know why this works for me, I have this smaller curve right here that I attach it upside down. For some reason it fits me a lot better. I'm not sure why. I must be dyslexic. Who knows? Okay, let's go take a look at the frame we're going to be attaching this to. Now the frame we're going to be using will be the Untitled Pack Frame. Normally your Untitled Pack comes with an LC2 belt, and back in the day it worked out perfectly, but it wasn't set up with this much padding on it. And trust me, these Molle belts can hold a lot of weight. So we're going to be attaching it to a Untitled frame, and I'll show you how it retrofits, and it fits on there quite nicely. So first thing we need to do is we're going to open these up a little bit, and that's where the belt itself would attach. Now, I'm going to put this on the correct way in this frame so you can get a better look and see how it works. We're going to flip this over, and all you have to do is we're going to simply feed the straps to the sides of these rings. I'm going to put both straps through there. Then I'm simply just going to go ahead and just for now secure it to the clasp. That way it doesn't come out on us. Of course, I'll do both of these right here real quick. Now, of course, after I get this side done, we're going to come over to the other side and attach it the exact same way. As you can see, it fits on there quite well for a retrofit. Through the loop, through the hole. Okay, now that we got them both secured on there, we're actually going to have to set this and center it up. Almost got it. Get in that hole. There you go. Okay, now the most common thing is that people do, and it's kind of really big mistake, is right off the bat, they tend to want to torque these down as tight as they will go. Now, with the Untitled frame, it's really not that big a deal because these loops actually kind of bend in, these little clasps will blend in, and that's not a problem. But the trick is you want to have this curved, that way it fits the small of your back. So torquing it down all the way will put too much tension on there. So what we're going to end up doing is I'm just going to try to center this up as best as possible. Now remember, as you're hiking, you can still change the settings. It's not that big of a deal. So where you find it is comfortable for you, I would probably go with it. So let me tighten this up a little bit. And the jingling you're hearing in the background is scouts running around the office today. I'm sure you'll be paying us a visit before the video's over. Okay, let me torque these down. Now notice it doesn't fit as well as the LC2 belt, but that's not a big deal because that actually works to our advantage. And there you go. That might be a little bit too much curve, so I might have to tighten it up a little bit more, which is really not that big a deal. Okay, that is the Alice frame, and you can see we've got the waist belt installed on there, and the curve is to the bottom. Okay, that's it for the Alice frame. The next frame we're going to be demonstrating, this is the Molle 2 frame. This is a Gen 2. Now I know there's a 3 and a 4 out. Gen 2 and below, they do have some problems with them, and I'll show you here in a little bit. But it is a plastic frame, and it is quite flexible. And the cool thing about this is they got so many different places you can attach stuff to this. So it's a quite amazing frame. So the first thing we're going to do, we're just going to lay this out. And yes, this belt is made for the Molle 2 frame. Lay this out, and we're going to go ahead and I'll show you how to attach it. We're going to be using right here these two, and actually you can go 3, so you can go up or down wherever you want. But since I've got kind of a long back, I think we're going to be using these 2 holes right here in the bottom. And just like on the Alice frame, basically we're just going to simply feed all these through. We're going to do this side here the exact same way. Remember, try to keep the exact same slots you're using on both sides, which it just goes with saying. There. Now we're going to back feed it through the holes here, so it's a little bit easier to adjust. The little flaw I was talking about a while back on the Gen 1s and the Gen 2s, they cooled the plastic too fast, and it caused a little problem with it, the stability of it. And if you torque this down way too tight, due to time and stress, it will start to have a little stress cracks on here. Now they solved that problem in the newer editions. So to adjust this is really easy. Simply just going to somewhat center it up as much as possible. I like to line the label up with the back of the pack here. And just gently torque these down. That way it is flexible. Because you don't have to have these real tight. The idea is just to have the belt go around your body and hold the weight up. So I think we got a really good curve in here. But like I said, you can always go along and just adjust this as you're hiking. And if the belt doesn't fit right, you can still move it over to another one of the notches. That's what's so nice about these packs. You can go up, down, or whatever you want with the belt. And this one looks not too bad. I might need to torque it down just a little bit. That way it doesn't hit the back of this as much. There you go. We have just attached the Molle 2 belt on a Molle 2 frame, and that was really easy. The next frame I'm going to demonstrate is a PVC piping frame I'm building. A little specially designed for me, and I've got some other videos on that, so I'm not going to go in too deep about it. But I'll show you how truly versatile these Molle 2 belts are. So what we're going to do is actually, I'm going to turn this the way I usually put it on there, which is upside down. I'm going to set the frame in here. Now, these are custom made to fit your body, so this might not work for you. But I found that if I attach between this tubing and this tubing right here, it works great on my body. And it's just basically the way we did the Alice Pack and the Molle frame. We're just going to feed them through here and tighten them down. Okay. Good and tight. Now get it as center as possible as you can get it on there. And don't torque it down too tight, because you do want the curve in there to fit the small of your back. Take a close look. That's not too bad. I might tighten it a little bit because I don't want it to hit the support right here. But that seems okay. And there you have it. That's how easy it is to attach to a PVC frame. Okay, now let's do a little bonus footage. A while back I did a video using my Alice Pack without a frame. Now I bet you're wondering, curious how I set it up, so I'm going to show you real quick. Very easy. We'll be using, these are the Alice Pack upgrade straps, shoulder straps. Now it normally comes with the LC2 straps, but they're a lot shorter and a lot less padding, and trust me, you want padding when you carry a load. This is actually very easy to set up, so let me show you. First thing we're going to do, and yes, it does matter which direction the straps go on. You want them to go with the curve over to the side, not them curving in. So let's go ahead and set this one up. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and lay the straps out on the pack. These are the top pieces that go from the strap to the pack itself, and here you have just a simple little loop right there that you feed it through. Before we do that, we're going to feed it through this loop here. Then come down, we'll feed it through the loop on the pack itself. Then we're going to come back up again and then simply feed it through the clasp. Of course, back feed it through here. Now, I've been wearing this for a while and using it, so I've already got marks in the straps where the pack actually sets up at. And then just to keep this from hitting me in the neck, I'm going to go ahead and back feed it through the other one, and we're going to repeat the same action on this side. Through the strap, back to the little hook, then it's simply going to go through here. And back to there, and I'm going to have it set where I had the, there we go. And you want to line these up as close as possible, and this one needs to come up just a little bit more. There we go. And of course I'm going to go ahead and back feed it through so this thing does not hit my neck while I'm hiking. Now, what we have to do, the next thing is we're going to pull the quick releases on these, and yes, they do work. Right here, you've got a little loop, and we're just going to feed that through the loop and attach the bottom part of the strap. And making sure this is straight. There we go. Pull that kind of tight, and just simply going to put it back in the quick release, which is really not that big a deal. Goes through the hook, feed the pin through, and simply snap it. We'll repeat that action on this side. There we go. Now from this point you can use the pack as it's set up. Because honestly, if you do put a waist belt on there, it really doesn't help out much unless you start doing a little bit of rock climbing. Now if you do rock climbing like I did before in the Alice Pack without the frame, this belt was actually extremely useful. Although it did not carry the load, it kept the pack to my body. That way I didn't have any accidents with any weight shifting. Now to attach the belt, it's real simple. I'm going to use, actually I'm going to go ahead and get these out of the way. Like a bunch of straps floating around. Get this tightened up real quick. I'm going to use the same exact rings that I attached the shoulder straps to. And I'm going to be putting the belt on upside down because for some reason that just fits me the best way. So I'm going to pull the pack down here and go through the same exact rings. And trying to make sure that the shoulder strap is on the outside instead of the inside. And just feed it through like that, and of course I will back feed it. Now you can tighten this down as much as you want because remember, there is no frame and we are extremely flexible at this point. Okay, here you have it. We just attached our Molle belt to the Alice pack without a frame. Now I honestly would not go over 15 to 20 pounds on this because the belt really does not hold any support or weight at all. The only benefit you have with the belt is one, is it does hold the pack to your body if you're moving real fast through the brush or doing some climbing. That way you don't have a weight shift. And the other thing that's really good about it is you got all this webbing on here and you can attach your canteen, knife, or whatever you want. So, I've showed you how I've set my packs up with the belt. I'd like to hear how you do it. If I did it wrong or you see a different way or easier way of doing it, please feel free to leave it down, your information down in the comments section. Like always, thanks for watching.